Sorry I'm later than usual. I don't think I had anybody waiting on me, so it's not the end of the world. But we are just testing out some mics, trying to get better every video. And the last video, the audio was absolute trash. So we're trying to work on it, make it better. I know I said I was going to go live from the backyard, but the backyard's boring, so we're going to switch it up. I got a PB here about 2 weeks ago, and I'd like to do it again if I can. I've only fished this pond one other time, and something different. We're supposed to get some crappy weather moving in tomorrow, so hopefully there's always going to be time to fish I can fish in the backyard in the rain, but a lot of times I don't have the motivation to move out and fish somewhere new. Like I said, this is kind of a clickbaitish title. The pond's newish. I've been here one other time, but I ended up with a couple really nice largemouth, and I'm hoping for a repeat today. I'm gonna throw a worm out. I got 2 poles like always. One's for whatever bites, and then one's for bass. If it gets a little bit later, I'll start throwing a topwater frog. But right now, I'm just going to kind of get baited up and throw it out. Lots more people around today than previously, but that would be expected. I went out this morning to a new spot, never fished it, hoping for bass, or not bass, sorry, that's what we're doing right now. Got bass on the brain. But we were hoping for trout, and it was a absolute rough morning. You know, it felt like a Monday on a Tuesday, and I hate it when that happens. Just, you know, broke off. Seems like I'm always complaining. I'm gonna let all that go. Got skunked, lost some gear, big deal. Happens to everybody. So hopefully we can get a little redemption. Hopefully the audio is better on this and the video. You know, I try to make it better every time, but I can't control the video quality sometimes on these lives because I don't get hardly any cell service out here. You know, when I first started streaming, I said I was just gonna do one worm a day, and whatever I got, it's whatever I got. But I'm having a pretty good time with it. I'm kind of rotating back and forth between trout and bass and sunfish. But I have yet to catch a trout this year. I almost caught a trout. Does that count? Does almost? Is YouTube fishing like horseshoes or possibly hand grenades? Hopefully we get a couple people in here. It was a halfway decent day. I think we got up to like 60. It was beautiful earlier, but the marine layer moved in, and we're supposed to get some rain overnight. So par for the course. You know, it's either, no, it's never either. It's always about 60 degrees with overcast where I live. And then do you get tired of it sometimes? But if it was 80, 90 degrees, I would probably complain about that too. So, got our bobber out. Getting rigged up. Got a couple speed worms. I don't know what color. I think I'm gonna have a seat, eat some gummy bears, and see if anybody shows up. Appreciate you watching this after the fact, if that's what you're doing. Hopefully the audio's a little better, and trying to get better all the time on this YouTube thing. I know that wind's kicking up. I might try moving my mic. We got a little sea mist. Sea mist is just a fancy word for fucking rain. But beautiful day to be outside. I'm gonna watch my bobber, eat some gummy bears. What's your favorite kind of gummy bear? 7-Eleven? Hasbro? Definitely got to be those Hasbro. But no lie, 7-Eleven. If you guys got a 7-Eleven, it makes a pretty good gummy bear as well. I'm gonna try to get you back just a little bit. Get more of that pond in the footage, you know. Maybe the doggo. You guys got to know that at least the first 5-10 minutes of the live is going to be me playing with the camera. But that's just how it goes. Yo, you guys ever get that deja vu feeling like you were just here? Might as well get the other pole rigged up. Bobber's just kind of out in the middle, being a bobber. Is it safe to feed a chihuahua gummy worms? Just kidding. She just spit it out. Went through and cleaned up my gear. Seems like I've been getting trout gear in my bass box and bass stuff in my trout box. But went through, got it all cleaned up, relatively organized. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out. We're at a newish pond. I've only fished this pond one other time. And I had pretty good luck about 2 weeks ago. I got a bobber out right now, just rigging up a soft plastic, looking for whatever bites, and largemouth bass. I caught, everybody says they catch their PB, but if you don't have a scale, what do you got? You got a YouTube fisherman, right? Also, testing out the mic. It's a lot of times my audio has been trashed. So if you want to leave a comment, let me know how the audio sounds. If I'm all blown out, just a quick comment would really help me out. I think I'm going to go with these pumpkin zoom worms. Nothing exciting. If you're just getting here, we decided to ditch the backyard. It's supposed to rain. Hey, thanks, Mike. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to get better every day. I can't always control the video quality because I'm streaming from the middle of nowhere a lot of times, but I know that wind can get real bad, so I'm trying to get better, get a little production value, I guess. But like I was saying, I was at this pond one other time last, I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday. When you fish every day, it's hard to remember. But I think I hit a PB here. Out in Washington State, bass don't get very large. A big bass is maybe 2.5, 3 pounds on this side of the state. I think you go over to the eastern Washington area, and they do get a little bit bigger. Got a bobber out with a worm. That's a pretty boring way to fish. I'm just rigging up a little zoom worm. Unfamiliar color. It's plum. It's a plum. Normally I am a June bug guy, or even the pumpkin. But we got our little June bug set up. We'll throw them around pretty early yet. Once the sun starts going down, I got some frogs. It's always a bucket list thing to me. You hear about everybody catching them on frogs, and I would love to do that. I'm just never have. Broke down, went to the Jack's Country Store because that's the only fishing store within 50 miles. And got some line, relined all my rods, and also got some grease, re-greased them, did maintenance. Living so close to the coast, it's hard on gear, even though I'm not necessarily using it in the salt. Just being around it, being this close, is absolutely terrible. If you're new here, I appreciate you taking the time to check it out. We do live fishing 2 times a day, 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and about 6 in the evening, Pacific Standard. The morning is always somewhere new, somewhere I haven't fished before. And the evening is most likely the backyard pond. But like I said, I got some bad weather moving in tomorrow. I can fish the backyard pond anytime. Rather find a largie here. Something a little different. Break up from the monotony, Went out trout fishing this morning. Different spot. And they're just planted trout by the HOA. But I was hoping to get them. But that canal is just so overgrown with algae. You're not getting shit. You're not fishing. It's I was throwing a little treble hook around, like a little tiger tail, and absolutely was just weeding, getting salad. Hey, if you're just getting here, appreciate you checking us out. Live fishing every day. Got a bobber tied on and a worm, which is pretty boring setup. Also got a speed worm. There's a little stick here. I'm gonna hop up and grab it. Hopefully the audio is getting better. I know a lot of times it's just garbage audio, but I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna tilt you guys this way a little bit. Hopefully you can see better. I'm gonna be throwing out just down that way. Just down the bank line. That's where I usually get them. So usually, that's the second time I've ever been here, but that's all right. I don't love this color. Might tie on a little pumpkin seed. Water temp's pretty warm though. Hey, shout out to the 4 people we got up in here. Fishing a newish to me pond. I've only fished it one other time. And thought I caught my PB, but I didn't bring a scale. So it's hard to put a PB in the book if you don't weigh it, right? But I knew. But a PB for me ain't much. I mean, I only started getting serious about bass fishing about a year ago. I live a mile from the beach, and I do a lot of salt, a lot of salmon, that kind of thing. But I had some nieces and nephews get me one of those mystery tackle box things for Christmas. And it was just sitting in the garage forever, so I figured I'd break it out and use it. And it's kind of fun, something different. You know, don't get me wrong. I was thinking about going perch fishing tomorrow because the tide's supposed to be real good. You know, the tide has a lot to do with when you're fishing out in the ocean. But if the tide's good, the weather's bad. And that's just how it goes. But I'll get out there sooner or later. That's when you guys will be able to watch me destroy my phone live. I donate at least one a year to the ocean. Normally off the boat, though. Hope everybody had a good Tuesday. Is that even possible? Can you have a good Tuesday? I think I'm going to rig up a little different. I might eat some gummy bears. Shout out to the 3 people in here. Wife made tacos for dinner. That was pretty good. They were like street tacos with the carne asada. Not bad at all. Sorry, I'm eating, but we always want something sweet. Hey, barbecue pickles, man! You made the evening show after the crab show this morning. We're out. It's not the backyard. It's a different pond. Fished it about 2 weeks ago. Week ago, a little bit ago, and testing out some new mics. Hoping my audio gets better. Hoping to catch a big ass bass because I I sure as hell can't catch a trout. It'd help if I learned how to properly rig these soft plastics. I'm pretty new to it. Got a worm out there. It's fishing. I'm trying to, I might just wacky rig this son of a bitch. Can't go wrong with the wacky rig. All right. Tri-tip burrito for dinner. That'd be great. My wife, we got this little Spanish market over across the bridge in Oregon, and they sell the best carne asada I've had this far north. Taco Tuesday. I don't know. I like American tacos too, like just ground hamburger with the cheese and stuff. It's nice to pasteurize another country's food. I'm just gonna keep throwing out. Can you guys hear me if I'm like this far away? Like, does the mic pick it up? Does it sound blown out? How's my audio, Pickles? Big improvement? Should I make ASM videos? Can you hear me if I whisper like this? Just kidding. ASMR creeps me out. I would never do that. Bought a bunch of new hooks on Temu, and they definitely feel like Temu hooks. They're sharp though. Might tie on a frog in a little bit. Pretty overcast. Maybe that popper. I got a pretty good popper I spent a little bit on, and like to get my money out of it. Hope you guys are having a good evening. Let's catch some fish. Little discouraging when there's no signs of life on the pond. I mean, nothing turning over. Kind of cool. You can tell the water temp is a little warmer than the air. There's kind of like that weird foggy mist. Yeah, man, she's just a decoration, you know? I was real nervous when the wife said she wanted her, because last thing I wanted was a yappy fucking dog. But she's chill. She has her moments, but as long as she's in that coat like that, or I don't want to call it a purse because I carry it around, but it's definitely a purse. As long as I'm carrying her around in her purse, then she's pretty content. Nothing's touching that worm, which is kind of odd. Yeah, I think I'm going to switch up this soft plastic. Maybe throw something a little bigger. Maybe cut it off. Do a frog. Frog or popper, Pickles? What do you think? Rooster tail? Tiger tail? What was it I was doing last night? That spoon? That spoon was catching fish, though. I really don't think frog is the way to go. But I've been not catching fish all day, so what difference does it make? You know, not these big old craws. I don't know if there's craws around here. There are, but we get blue crawfish. Our crawfish are all blue. And you can find them sometimes in some of the deeper sloughs. But I'll throw a craw around, see if we can get something going. Got some angry birds on the pond. If you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out. We're bass fishing live. I've been to this pond one other time. Had pretty good luck. Got a bobber out there and something's playing with it, but we just rigged up a crawfish. We're going to throw that around, see if we can get some action, hopefully catch a big ass bass and break some PBs. Also got a fur line coat. Not available for sale yet, but stand by. I guess we're doing some weeding as well. I'm just casting down the bank, hoping. I don't think they're out in the middle. Something's pecking at it. What'd you guys think of that reflex, huh? You get a little bite, go to set the hook, there's nothing there. Crawfish and a big old number 5 hook comes flying up at you. Nearest hospital's about 56 miles. My wife would just call me a dumbass, but she'd be super mad if I hurt the dog. Huh? Are you a dog? Rain's picking up a little. It was supposed to move in overnight, but it looks like it's early. Don't matter. I'm full of lots of things, and sugar isn't one of them. You know, I wish there was more action on this crawl. It throws nice. Weight's good. I chuck it halfway down the pond, but it doesn't flip around. I like the action on the speed worms a lot better. But I'm not a bass, so I guess it doesn't really matter what I like. Bobber's just to the left of me, and I'm checking it out. I don't know if I'm just bouncing on the bottom. I think I'm just bouncing on the bottom. Pond's pretty murky. I'm gonna check my bobber, see if I got a worm. Something keeps playing with it. I'm gonna switch that craw out. I think I might tie on a rooster tail or a spoon. I don't know what time it is. Might do some top water. Got that Rapella. Isn't that pretty? A little top water. What do you think, Pick? Combat frog, popper, spinner, tiger tail, spoon. What do you think? Gummy bear. Get those. I am gonna rock this Rapella. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out. Been to this pond a couple times. Got a mouthful of gummy bears and a Chihuahua line coat. But looking for largemouth bass. Tying on just a Rapala whopper plopper. Getting a little late in the evening. Can you hear me chewing in the mic? Probably. The only thing I don't like about this popper was, one, the price, and two, it doesn't rattle. A lot of the other poppers I bought kind of rattle, and I've had pretty good luck. I've had pretty good luck. It's an exaggeration. I've had some luck. Like, not today. Let's throw that little top water around. See if we can't make some magic happen. Hey, if you're just getting here, welcome. Checking out a newish spot. Been here once before. Had pretty good luck looking for largemouth. Got just a little whopper plopper tied on. 7-foot medium Abu Garcia. We also got a trout pole or whatever bites it with a night crawler. If you're new, and you like fishing, we go out every day on the 6s, 6:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the afternoon. In the afternoon, I'm usually fishing my backyard pond. Decided to switch it up today because I got all summer to fish the backyard pond. Wanted to do something new. This spot had kind of been on my brain. Caught a pretty good bass out of here. In the morning, I'm trying to look for new ponds. I'm lucky to live where I do. There's ponds, lakes, and streams everywhere, and I want to fish them all. Whether there's a no trespass sign or not. That's just part of the game. I'm going to reel up, check the other rod, and see if I still got some bait on there. I've been seeing fish just nibbling at it, but haven't been able to connect yet. Went through, put new line on all of my rod and reels. Not all of them, just 3. The ones I've been using. It's hard to catch a fish if you're just running a hook. I guess that's what real sportsmen do, right? They just run just the hook. And now it's a fun game of find the worms. I thought they were just chilling right up top here. Sometimes I am Mr. Nope, that's a lie. I told myself I wasn't going to be a liar on YouTube. I am never organized. There is always bass shit in the trout box and always trout shit in the bass box. And I say I'm going to organize it and alphabetize it by size, shape, and color, but never happens. It does for about 5 minutes. And then I get there and then I set up and it's like I did nothing. Got a chunk of nightcrawler on there. My dog's sticking her tongue out at you. I'll have a talk with her later. Let's get rigged up and throw them back out. That worm being gone, though, that definitely means I missed some bites. I saw stuff nibbling, just, and didn't really care to set the hook, but sometimes you need a perch or a brim just to kind of get that skunk off and get the ball rolling, I'm gonna throw this out. Hey, goodbye. Yep. Why wouldn't I hook that other rod? Guess it caught me a whopper plopper. That's a come up. How come when I'm not trying, my fishing hook sticks to everything, but when I'm pretending to be Spider-Man, I can't get my grappling hook to wrap around anything. That was a lame reference because Spider-Man probably wouldn't even need a grappling hook, would he? It would be Batman. Three hours later, I'll probably get it untangled. Oh, if you're just getting here, you can't see me. I am trying to dig a treble hook out of the back of my chair and untangle one line from another. But normally I am catching giant ass bass. Just kidding. This is what I'm normally doing. But occasionally I'll catch a giant bass, which makes it all worth it. Hey, we got 5 people in here. Shout out to you. Out here in the Pacific Northwest, got dirty ass hands. We are just tangled like crazy. Treble hook caught in the chair, wrapped around that pole probably 15 times. But we're having a good time. Thanks for taking the time to check us out. Alright, about 3 seconds and we'll be back in the water. Or rehooked to... Alright, that one's free. This is the boring one. You know what that is. It's a bobber and a worm. But it worked when you were a kid. It might work now. That's what I'm hoping for. I can't tell if it's signs of life on the pond or if it's just kind of raining. We're going to check this way. That's terrible. Right into the lily pads. I guess we can drag that worm. We're kind of trolling a worm. So we're all tangled up. What did I title this? Bass fishing? Maybe we should put this one away and just focus on bass. But sometimes you gotta catch a baby fish before you catch a big fish. Get the skunk out of you, get the vibes flowing. Hey, you got 4 people in here. Shout out to you. I fished this pond about a week ago and had pretty good luck. I picked up what I'm gonna say was my PB. I know you can't really claim a PB without a scale, but it was a pretty good fish. And I've been thinking about this pond ever since. So I'm out here now trying to do a little bit of a repeat. Threw out a boring worm, but it's a good way to kind of tell what's in the pond. The only thing I've ever gotten out of here was bass, but there could be anything in there. And I got a whopper plopper tied on. I'm gonna do a little top water. Not seeing any signs of life, but how do you know if you don't try? And I think I have hooked the back of my chair. You know, it's Rapala whopper plopper, and I've never caught anything on it. The most expensive bass lure I bought all year, and haven't caught a dang thing. But we're gonna keep making good casts. We might get a froggy. Let's go. it's only a matter of time before I just tie on a speed worm. But I need to chill out. That's the problem. The fish are reading my tension. Got a big barn painting that I gotta do this tomorrow. And they're like, I told them, I said, hey, you don't want me to come over tomorrow? It's gonna rain. And they're like, oh, you can spray it in the rain. I said, no, I really can't paint your barn in the rain. I don't. That's not a good life choice. But they're gonna pay me to spray it in the rain, so that's what I'm doing. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out. I just gotta have some patience. Just find my inner chill. Be the fish. Got the calming chihuahua with me. But it seems like some days she has more anxiety than I do. Everybody says they have emotional support dogs. Oh, she's my emotional support dog. No, man, like, she's a chihuahua. Like, I am her emotional support human. Just kind of trying to work that popper. Everybody likes top water. I just never have much luck with it. If you're new to the channel, we live every day. Normally at 6:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. All summer long, man. Or woman. But in the morning time, I'm gonna check out a different pond every day. I live in an area where there is tons of ponds, streams, rivers, oceans. Not oceans as in plural, there's just one, and it's cold. It's about a mile that way. It's about 2 miles that way. Also plan on doing some camping trips. And all those camping trips are going to revolve around fishing. Peaceful time of evening. You got the birds chirping. Weird foggy mist. It was pretty nice out earlier. Got up to 60 degrees. Rest of the state's under a heat advisory. I think I'm going to tie on a something I feel better about. The thing about fishing is you tend to go with what you know. And we're on the same gear. I tried. I don't know if that's just like an old man thing, but spend all these big bucks, and you end up throwing a $2 speed worm. You can go with the little rooster tail, see if that'll get something to bite. Hey, shout out to the 4 people up in here. Kind of drizzly day out here in the Pacific Northwest. I fished this pond about 2 weeks ago and caught a pretty good sized largemouth bass, which is a relatively new species to me. I've been catching them all the time in the backyard since I was a kid, but I never really tried to target them until just recently. Hey, shout out to the 6 people up in here. Doing a little bass fishing. Newish pond to me. Fished it one other time. Caught a personal best out of here, which isn't saying much because it's Washington State and the bass don't get real big like they do down south or other places. Got my sidekick. She looks like she's asleep on the job. We were throwing some topwater. I'm going to switch it up to just a little rooster tail. I'll move it down so you guys can see the pond. Not very big, but there's rumored to be large bass. We got a bobber out there with a worm too. Hopefully I can hook something up with this rooster tail. If you guys like fishing, I'm live every day, 6:30 a.m. and usually around 6 p.m. In the mornings, I'm fishing a new pond. I'll do trout, I'll do freshwater. Trying to figure out how to live stream from the ocean. I just haven't gotten it down yet. I think we're doing a little weeding. They don't allow any boats in here, which is kind of nice, but it's actually owned by an HOA, and I know HOAs get a bad rap, and this one's not too bad. They stock all these ponds and canals with trout and large. They don't stock them with the largemouth. I think they're just here. I think they were stocked in the early 90s to help control the mosquito population. But like I said, if you're new here, we're live every day, 6:30 a.m., fishing something new. And afternoons or evenings, we're usually in the backyard pond. I have a pretty nice pond. It's about 4 acres. Share it with about 4 or 5 other neighbors. And there's all kinds of stuff. Bluegill, yellow perch, and of course, largemouth bass. Appreciate you taking the time to rock with me. We're also checking out the audio. Pretty windy where I live, so got some new mics, and I never stay by the camera, so hopefully the mics are working and the audio sounds okay. Maybe one day I'll upgrade the phone. The mist is kind of cool, a little bit of an eerie feeling. There's a lever on your bait caster, and if you turn it down, you can usually cast a little bit further. It also helps if you're trying to throw a bird nest. We haven't done that yet. We're on some chill vibes at the moment. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are having an excellent Tuesday. Appreciate you taking the time to rock with me. Hopefully we can catch a fish. Wife's heading out of town for a business trip this weekend. And got a bunch of new camping gear, ultralight setup. So I'm hoping to sneak up to the hills. And there's a high mountain lake up there. And the camping's free, which is almost impossible to find. Free camping is like completely unheard of. So I'm gonna head up there probably Saturday morning and spend a couple days, do a catch and cook. Or I might take my kayak, and I live right behind a golf course, and my backyard pond runs into the back of the golf course, and there's like this huge wooded area, and I might just spend a couple days camping there on the back of the golf course. I think the only way to get there is like by boat, and I can barely. It gets real shallow through there right now this time of year. So I don't know if I'll be able to take the boat. I might have to take the kayak. Might have to trek it through like 6 inches of mud. I might just drag the John boat, because there's only one spot, maybe like 50 yards, where it gets real shallow. After that, it's kind of dug out and then heads out into bigger water. I've done it once. There's a video on the channel if you dig through some of my old stuff. But camping and fishing, if that sounds like your kind of thing, check us out. I think I've paid enough dues, really ups your patience. But I just keep telling myself, keep making good casts. It'll pay off. I haven't bird nested or got too many snags, so real leafy bottom, occasionally picking up some salad. Hey, shout out to the 5 people up in here. I don't know, what do you think? Speedworm? That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I might go with like a blue fox. I like the vibration off a blue fox versus the rooster tail. I just have sentimental attachments to the rooster tails, because I was throwing a spoon around last night in the backyard pond. If you guys missed that, you can check it out. But a lot of times the lives are pretty effing boring. If if you're not part of it, if you're not participating in chat, and you're just watching them on after the fact, they are not that exciting. But I usually chop them up and do like highlight reels. I just put a video out. I don't know, this thing looks different. What is it? Problem is with that bait caster, if you don't have a lot of weight, it gets a little hard to throw. This is pretty light. This is just a little tiger tail. I like the little bell on it. It's a little smaller. We might throw a weight on there with this guy. I think that's the move. So we're gonna go with the bullet weight, 3/8. I really want to catch one on a topwater frog. I'm just not feeling the froggy vibes right now. Last time I was here, I just picked it up on a zoom worm. Which is what we might be doing right now. No, I think that tiger tail is the move, man. If I can put that bullet weight on with that tiger tail, I think I'll have to check the wobble. Sometimes when you're tying on these smaller lures, you're trying to throw them out a little further. Adding a weight is a good thing. You can usually get out a little further, but sometimes it messes with the spin. If I had an ultralight with me, like a spinning reel, then I wouldn't be too worried about it. But with the bait caster, it gets a little tricky. Go ahead and throw that out there. Actually, we'll spin check it first. If you're just getting here, appreciate you taking the time to check out the channel. We're live every day, 6:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. every morning, trying to fish a new pond. I live out in the Pacific Northwest, not too far from the coast. No, on the coast. I live on the coast. And trying to fish a new pond every day, all summer long. Like I said, in the morning, I'm checking out something new. In the afternoon, if I can, I'll check out something new. Or if I have pretty good luck at a new spot, I might do a repeat. I currently have a personal vendetta against Loomis Lake. It ate some of my gear. Didn't catch a fish, and I know they stock it, so I will be trying to figure out how to put a 10-foot John boat into a 7.5 truck bed by myself and then unloading it. But I live in a pretty rural area, and I know the sheriff and I know the other deputy, and I can actually say I know them for good reasons. They're nice guys. And funny how life changes. In my 20s, I knew the sheriff for all the wrong reasons, and now he's I don't want to use the F word, but I mean, we're borderline friends. He's a good dude. I think we're gonna have to crank the brakes up on the Abu Garcia. Maybe I am throwing the wrong way. Last time they were all over there, and now it doesn't seem like they're. Hey, shout out to the 5 people. Thanks for taking the time to check us out. It's me and my fur-lined coat, and we're fishing a new pond. Shout out to the 10 people up in here. If you're just getting here, I fished this pond a couple weeks ago. Hit a PB for bass, and I've been thinking about it ever since. So we're here trying to rip some lips, throwing just a little spinner, hoping to catch fish. If you're new here, we're live every day, 6:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. The morning cast, I'm trying to find a new spot every day, new pond. I live out in the Pacific Northwest, and there's lakes, streams, and even a big ass ocean, and I want to fish them all. Seems like lately I've been targeting bass, largemouth bass. I'm on this little largemouth bass kick. I've been trying to get some planted trout, but I don't love to eat planted trout. But somewhere I went from catch and cook to catch and release, which is a very foreign subject experience to me. But I just like fishing. So twice a day, all summer long. If the weather gets too bad, I set up a tent in the backyard and I'll fish that pond. I could do better than a tent. Like, now they have duck blinds or hunting blinds. I don't see why I couldn't do that for a fishing lab, right? I mean, that spinner's looking good. I think my little worm on the bobber is dancing around. I don't know if he's... just so you know, I had a second pull out with the worm. I just have ADD, so... You know, everybody says that. I don't have ADD. I just like fast-paced action, and the bobber gets a little slow with, you know, it's a slow, chill way to fish. But if you ask me, it's a little boring. So I usually throw a bobber with worm and the bait caster with something different. I'm going to throw the bobber out over... What I'm going to do is hook the bait caster with the bobber reel. We're going to throw this out this way. Maybe, with a little bit of grass with it. And I'm going to try to fish the other direction. I've been throwing down this particular shoreline because that's where I got them last week. If you're just getting here, hey, thanks for checking us out. Live fishing every day. 6:30 to 6:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. If you check us out in the morning, we're always fishing somewhere new. I might switch, you know, I've been throwing this little, it's tiger tail, so it's like a baby rooster tail. But I think I might just tie on a hook and throw a speed worm. I threw June bug earlier to no avail. Of course, I don't have the same color that I did last time. Sorry, I'm sure you guys would much rather look at the dog. But I'm trying to get steadier camera shots, better audio. It's some production value, you know? Started YouTube a couple months ago. Well, no, a couple months adds up quick. Time flies when you're old. But, a while ago. And I was just kind of doing it as a hobby. And, ooh, You know what? The spoon was killing it yesterday. I think I might switch it up and just, I don't know. What do you think? Speed worm or spoon? The spoon's a killer. I picked up a crappie yesterday on it, a yellow perch. Lots of things were after the spoon. Leave me a comment. What do you think? Speed worm or dog's getting wet? She's complaining. She's like, "Oh, it's raining out here." Sometimes it's always raining out here. She should be used to it. But you can't leave her alone. She'll howl like crazy. I think I am going to go with the boring speed worm because that's what I got him on last time I was here, and have a bad habit of throwing the same thing. That's, we get locked into gears and we kind of lose sight of different fishing techniques. But I didn't think I was going to be a bass fisherman, to be honest. I had some nieces and nephews give me a bunch of gear because, they find out you fish and then they buy you all the wrong stuff, right? But so I had a lot of this bass gear and started doing these live streams, and turns out I really effing love to catch bass. It's a good time. I don't like to eat them. I'm more of a yellow perch guy or a nice fatty catfish. We got quite a bit of bullhead catfish around here. They don't get very big. Got brown bullheads and get maybe a pound, but they're pretty delicious if you fry them up. Just getting rigged up, tying on a speed worm. If you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out. Drizzly day in the Pacific Northwest. I fished this pond about 2 weeks ago. Set a PB, personal best, for bass, which isn't saying much because I ain't been bass fishing too long, and bass don't get real big out here in the Pacific Northwest. But we're getting rigged up, hoping to do a repeat. I've been thinking about this spot ever since. Got my sidekick with me. About an hour and 13 into this, Pickles. If you're still here, I think it's time we catch a fish, bro. Hey Mo, sorry if you're still in here. Terry B, I didn't know my chat was turned off. We're out in Washington State, the Pacific Northwest, out on the coast. And you're probably thinking, like, why is this dude wearing a jacket? I'm wearing a jacket because it's 50 degrees and kind of drizzly. And to carry my chihuahua. You guys don't wear a coat to carry your chihuahua? But we're tying on a speed worm, getting rigged up. Fished the spot 2 weeks ago, and did a pretty big bass for this area, 2 pounds. And PB for me. I say 2 pounds, but I didn't have a scale. And I I don't know. I feel like it's a YouTube 2 pounds. It was a big fish. I know it was definitely one of the bigger ones I've caught. I think we're gonna go with the pumpkin zoom worm, 3.5. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out. Live fishing every day at 6:30 a.m. and p.m. Check us out. We'll be here. In the morning, I typically fish a new pond. Shout out to the 2 people who are staying here and rocking with me. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you're lurking. Hey, if you're just getting here, kind of drizzly, kind of rainy day, hoping to rip some lips. All right. Why is everything super salted? What does that even mean? Got our speed worm rigged up. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check out the channel. Fished this pond all last week and caught a pretty good sized bass. So I've been thinking about it ever since. Normally these lives in the afternoon. I'm at the house pond because it's easy. But I figure I can fish the house pond any day. This has been on my mind and I had pretty good luck here. Kind of skunking out at the moment, but pretty chill vibes out here. Got a little sea mist, and I know what you're thinking, like, it's July, bro. Why are you wearing a coat? And it's a couple different reasons. One, it's 50 degrees and raining, and 2, like, how else am I supposed to carry my chihuahua? You know what I'm saying? Got 2 poles out. We got a worm and a bobber over yonder. Got the black max and a speed worm. Just hoping to see what bites. If you're into middle-aged dudes not catching fish, consider joining. Also do kind of switch it up, throw it this way. I've been working that other bank pretty hard because that's where I got my last bites at, but maybe they moved. Not too many other access points to this lake without going through somebody's yard. And it ain't that serious. You know, I don't feel like trekking through all those people's yards. I wouldn't like it if they did it to me. You know, kind of discouraging. I don't see any fish turning over. I know this lake runs out to the end and then drains into another lake just over behind me. So maybe I should go fish the other lake. I just don't know how to get there yet. You know, you look on Google Maps or Google Earth even, At least I do. And if there's a body of water, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna fish it within reason, you know. But yesterday or the day before, I was looking for a new pond, and I pull up, and there's nothing. There's nothing there. There's no pond. You look on Google Maps, and you'd think it's the frickin' Great Lake. But I got there, and there was absolutely nothing. But there's a lot of roadside ponds. Like, I'm just driving around, and there's a big old roadside pond, and not opposed to doing that, but a lot of times there's nowhere to park. And when you live rural, most of the speed limits are ignored, Trying to get this bait caster dialed in. It's a fine line between ultimate cast and giant bird nest. And I haven't thrown a bird yet this afternoon, so I'm trying to stick with that. Went out trout fishing this morning. Spot on the HOA. They plant monster fish and have kids derbies and stuff. It's one of the nice things I can actually say about the HOA. I know they kind of get a bad rap, but they stock a lot of these ponds. And I'm not too into planted trout because they're real mushy. And they're fun to catch, but they're pretty mushy to eat. Much prefer like catfish. I'm gonna do a catfish video coming up once I can figure out a lighting situation. Catfish are always at night. Appreciate you taking the time out of your Tuesday to check me out. Consider leaving a like. Maybe drop a comment. Let me know if you're here. Ooh. I think I'm covered in skunk, but just keep making good casts. Put some time in. No signs of life on the pond. Nothing even touching that worm over there. I guess they don't like the pumpkin-colored speed worm. Hey, shout out to the 5 people up in here. If you're new, we're live every day, 6:30 a.m. and p.m. If you catch the morning lives, we're checking out a new pond. Evening lives, we're kind of checking out a new pond. A lot of times it's just going to be in the backyard, and we'll be fishing that, which is almost a guaranteed catch. But I caught a PB bass here about 2 weeks ago, and I'm looking for a repeat. I've been thinking about this pond since I lost it or left it. Got a couple camping trips planned. Just got back from a couple camping trips. I was chasing Chinook salmon on the Columbia. Got skunked. And then I was chasing kokanee, which is like a mini salmon. Landlocked, delicious. A little bit of butter, a little bit of lemon. They're good. Excuse me. And did pretty well with that. Came home with 30 hot, mid-sized kokanee. They don't get real big. But gave a bunch to my neighbor. Nice guy, always tells me fishing stories. And Gary, if you're watching, you're welcome for the fish, bud. Digging the atmosphere, there's like a haze. You can tell the water temp is slightly warmer than the air temp. I haven't got a spot picked out for the morning. There's a Black Lake, which isn't too far from me. And when I say not too far, it's only like 45 miles. But that's that planted trout. And I've only fished there one other time. And I did pretty good. But trying to figure out the local ponds first. There's one just off the side of the road. I'll have to park in front of this farmer's gate if I want to fish it. But I think that's going to be the spot. I think 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard. We're going to fish this farm pond. I've driven by it hundreds of times. I already fished next to it. Everything. I live on a peninsula. Ocean's over there. Bay's over there. It's just like a sandbar out in the middle of nowhere. And there's water, and all the waterways kind of connect. It's like a very cold version of like Florida. Lots of swamps, and but they're not called swamps. They're called sloughs. And I don't know what. I guess we don't have alligators, so that's probably a big difference. All right, give me some love. I can always tell if my dog is getting cold by the temperature of her tongue. But she's roasting. So yeah, we got these sloughs that run. So like this pond connects to another pond, which connects to the canal and eventually to the ocean. Everything kind of runs together. And this roadside pond I'm going to fish in the morning connects to a different roadside pond that I fished at a couple of weeks ago and had pretty good luck. Seems like I'm pulling out a lot of bass, some spotted, mostly large. I'm looking for a good crappie hole. Crappie, crappie, what do you guys call it? Drop me a comment. Definitely crappie. I say crappie because it just sounds better, but kind of just putting some time in. I thought I had this pond figured out, but you show up and it's like fishing a whole new pond. The sun was out earlier. It was about 64, 65. So I'm assuming the temp might have heated up. They might be out more towards the middle. I've just there's some lily pads there and some overhanging trees. Big bull grass. Was hoping to see if I could pick one up. Maybe they don't like the color. Hope everybody had a great Tuesday. I've been saying one last cast in my head for about the last hour and a half, but it's a pleasant evening and I don't have much else better to do. Fall asleep in my recliner at 7 o'clock until the wife yells at me to get my ass up and go to bed. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out. We're live every day, 6:30 a.m. and p.m. Pacific Standard in the morning. Trying to check out new ponds in the evening. I'm either going to repeat a pond I had good luck at, and that's what we're doing here, or I'm going to be fishing the backyard pond. Backyard pond's nothing all that exciting. It's about 4.5 acres, but it's got fish. It's got lots of yellow perch, couple bluegill, bullhead catfish, and it's a good time. Hope to see you guys there. If that sounds like your thing, join the channel. We also do we, as in me and the dog, quite a bit of camping. Camping and fishing always seem to go hand in hand, and I wish I could have done more of them as a kid, but my dad just wasn't about that, you know. He just his idea of camping was Motel 6, and when I grew up, I lived on a little lake, but we had to move, and he never went fishing again. So I moved out to the coast about 5 years ago, and my wife got a job out here, and her folks are out here, and her dad is the one who put me on, and he's been fishing since he was a kid, and he kind of got me into it. You know, we go out salmon fishing a couple times a year. He's the one that taught me how to get kokanee and stuff. But he ain't into this kind of fishing. He's just a saltwater guy. So I'm kind of trying to figure all this out on my own. And I got some, I call them my nieces and nephews because I've been there for their whole lives. But I have some really white trash friends. I mean, white trash, but wonderful people. I mean, they're the kind of people that would just like, you need a tire changed at 3 o'clock in the morning, they're showing up. You might be a little drunk, but they're gonna have a tire for you, you know. And they got a bunch of kids, you know, 3 or 4 kids, and they're poor. And nothing wrong with being poor. I was poor for the longest time. Still not rich, but slightly better than poor, you know. So I got them, and I'm gonna drag them out here for the summer, and I've been teaching them to fish, and one of them really loves it. One or two of them, and they don't mind. They don't mind sitting watching a bobber. They like casting and bird nesting reels, but that's kind of what kids do, right? But I got one of them, and like I said, I've been there his whole life, and you know, they all call me Unc. That's kind of where the name of the channel started from. And I bring them out, you know, out to the coast every year. And we go camping and we do fishing. The oldest boy just turned 16, and he's doing what 16-year-olds do, you know what I mean? He doesn't know his real father, and his stepfather is a nice enough guy. I mean, nicer than my father ever was. But he doesn't have time to deal with the 5 kids, and so the oldest one kind of just doesn't get any love. And he's doing what 16-year-olds do, you know, he's running around with this girl and smoking a bunch of weed and getting shitty grades, thinking about dropping out. And, you know, his mom has had him on like these ADD medications since he was like 8. And I'm like, what kid has ADD at 8? Like, so, you know, she started him on these like heavy medications, and he's always kind of acted out, but like, I got a soft spot for that kid. Every time he comes over to the house, I feed him normal food and get him on a schedule and just spend time with the dude. And he's never acted out for me. I work as a handyman. It's mainly a retirement community out here. Occasionally, you have a tweaker that inherited their parents' vacation lot. That's what this whole area was designed for, was vacation lots. But I work as a handyman, and I got a pretty big job coming up. I might drag that 16-year-old out with me, show him what it's like to work, and then make sure he gets a little pickup or something, you know. His mom ain't ever gonna. 5 kids, 2-bedroom house. How does that work, you know? Been looking for like a free camper. It ain't right to have a 16-year-old boy living with 2 younger sisters, you know, 7 and 8. You got 4 people, dual bunk beds, and the only thing big enough in the room is the bunk beds. And I get it, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, but just hoping to help the kid out a little. If he wants it, though. I ain't trying to hand out nothing, you know. But if you want to come out, you want to put the work in, you know, I'll definitely help you out if you're willing to help yourself. No handouts, though. Keep telling myself, just make these good casts, you'll catch fish. But dang, you think it's the color? You don't think they like the pumpkin? It's so funny because I was absolutely crushing it on those last time I was here. Hey, we got 5 people, 5 likes. Thanks for checking us out. We just doing a little pond fishing, not catching anything, just fishing, spending some time with the dog. Weather's supposed to get pretty bad tomorrow, so I'm kind of just making the best out of it today. If you're new, we go live every day, 6:30 in the morning and 6:30 in the evening. And if that sounds like something you like, consider dropping a like, consider leaving a comment. I can't figure out how to keep that live chat up. It's alright, nobody's talking, we're all just listening. I'm gonna check my bobber, I'm gonna eat a gummy bear, and pet my dog, and then we're gonna keep fishing. We got 2 rods out. Kind of a drizzly day in the Pacific Northwest. I fished this pond for the first time about a week ago. Hooked up big. Had a 2-pound, 2.5-pound bass, which was a PB for me. Out here in the Pacific Northwest, We don't get a lot of big bass, especially out here at the coast. It's kind of rainy and drizzly. I definitely missed a bite on that bobber. Also throwing a little bait caster around. I threw a rooster tail, threw some top water poppers. Got the fur line coat. And just hanging out in the rain. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out on a drizzly ass Tuesday. We're out here in the Pacific Northwest and out at the coast, and it's raining. We're looking for largemouth. I fished this pond about 2 weeks ago. Set a new PB, and I've been out here, just that one time, and I've been thinking about it ever since. So if you're new to the channel, we're live every day, 6:30 in the morning and 6:30 in the evening, twice a day. In the morning, I typically check out a new pond, or at least I'm trying to, all summer long. And just threw a worm with the bobber. Got a speed worm on the bait caster. But like I said, every morning something new. Every evening it's going to be somewhere where I just was, or and hooked up, or it's going to be the backyard pond. I'm lucky to live on a 4-acre pond, and we got bluegill, we got bass. This is just a super, got the bullet weight speed worm. Finally starting to see some signs of life. I can see some stuff moving around. Been at this for a little bit and haven't even had a bite, but keep telling myself, make some good casts. Eventually we'll hook up. If you're into live fishing and camping, I don't think I'll go camping live, but if that's your thing, check out the channel. We got tons of videos out. Some of them look like they're filmed with the toaster. Other ones, the audio is just complete trash. But we got a mic. We got a better phone. We're working on it, all right? Better one video at a time. This pond is owned by the HOA, which is fine. I'm a legit HOA guy. Normally, I'm mildly rebelling against their silly rules, but to be honest, this HOA isn't too bad. They give me free trash service, free water, and they stock these ponds with trout. So I am absolutely not complaining about the HOA at the moment. But there's two sides to the HOA. There's the J Place, where they have $1 million homes and beach views. And then there is the trailer park side, where I live at. The trailer park side ain't bad. You get all the benefits, but you don't get any of the HOA crap. I can paint my house whatever color I want. I don't have to mow my grass. I do mow my grass because I like to keep my yard clear, but you get what I'm saying. Sometimes HOAs are alright. Not really. If they didn't stock the pond, and they didn't, I don't know, water's a pretty big one, depending on where you live. Got some Maintenance guys? Got some maintenance guys checking us out. That's alright. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Don't act like you've never said it. If you ain't never said, here, fishy, 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 do you even fish, bro? I'd say I've moved to a different spot, but I think this is it. And it's so funny because last week I was just crushing it here. Same setup, same color worm. Absolutely hooking up every third cast. I even had one of the guys who lives here come and ask me what I was using for bait. Said, I don't know, speed worm, man. He's like, I've lived here for 15 years. I didn't know there was fish in there. Said, did you try fishing it? You know, did you? I'm not doing anything crazy. Been saying just one more cast for probably about 45 minutes now. Raining just enough to get me wet. The trash compactors that way. And I've driven by this pond every couple days for the last 5 years. Never fished it. Was always too busy. Always had something going on. Didn't care about whatever was in here. I was catching salmon or bigger fish, you know. And decided to fish it when I started this live fishing every morning. And I got to tell you guys, I am having a blast. I am having a great time with this. I realize it's probably not the most engaging content, but hopefully we can grow, get a couple people up in the chat, shooting the shit. I tend to talk a lot. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Bet you'd enjoy it a lot more if I caught a fish. Sometimes I do, bro. Sometimes I catch a fish. Shout out to the 4 people up in here. If you're just getting here, I was fishing this pond about 2 weeks ago. Set a PB. Everybody says they set a PB, but if you don't have a scale, does it really count? Can you count it? Or are you just another YouTube fisherman? Kind of a drizzly day out here in the Pacific Northwest. If you're new to the channel, we go live every day on the 6:30s. In the morning, I tend to fish something new. I want to fish a new pond. I'm lucky to oh my god, we almost missed him. I missed that hook set. Here I'm trying to plug my channel. That was the only one we've had in the last hour and 48 minutes, but we're gonna go ahead and drag that back through there and see if we can't hook that fella up. See if he's dumb enough to bite it twice. Said, I'm not a dummy, fool me once. And that's how you end up staying at a spot for another 4 hours, right? One little nibble. Haven't got shit the last 2 hours, but that one little nibble, it's like you're starting all over again, right? That's the joys of fishing. Some tall grass down that way. I'm hoping they're nested up. Seen some signs of life, little ripple turnovers, but I'm just not hooking up. I missed my one shot. Eminem would be so disappointed. Did not miss your one chance to blow. Hey, shout out to the 5 people in here. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to rock with me on this drizzly Tuesday. And I know what you're thinking, like, bro, it's July, why are you wearing a coat? So I can carry my chihuahua, duh. But on a side note, it is 50 degrees and I'm either hooked up or I got some weeds. Ah, I know what kind of fish that is. That is a something I'm very used to. Look out, bro, it's a snake. You know, on that note, I will call it a night. Thanks for taking the time to rock with me. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. We're live every day. Tomorrow it'll probably be the backyard pond because it's gonna rain like hell. But I appreciate you taking the time to rock with me. We'll catch you on the next one. Until then, go outside. It's good for your soul. Peace.